Welcome to the Injury Breakdown. Right now in January 2026, the football world is descending on Jeddah. We see the luxury jets, the neon lights, and a 62,000-seat stadium built for spectacle. The Spanish FA sold the rights for €40 million a year. They moved the coordinates and updated the bank accounts, but they forgot one thing. Biology doesn't accept wire transfers. Real Madrid arrives without Kylian Mbappé, sidelined by a knee sprain that has plagued him since December. While fans argue over tactics, the clubs are fighting a silent war against circadian rhythm desynchrony. You can buy the grass and the fans, but you cannot buy the adaptation of a human cell. By flying 5,000 kilometers east, the players' internal clocks aren't just off. They are being smashed with a sledgehammer. There is one variable the organizers ignored. Traveling east is a medical nightmare. In science, we call this a phase advance. Because the human biological day is actually 24.2 hours long, our bodies find it easy to stretch the day by flying west. But flying east, that requires shrinking the day. For every hour you shift east, your body needs a full day to recover. The teams have a 3-hour jump and play almost immediately. They aren't just tired, they are biologically malfunctioning. While they are on the pitch, their cortisol, the body's internal alarm clock, is acting like a traitor. Instead of peaking at dawn, it remains elevated at midnight. This forces the body into a catabolic state. In plain English, the body starts eating its own house to keep the lights on, breaking down muscle tissue instead of repairing it. This is why keeping Mbappé in Spain was a masterstroke. Traveling to Jeddah would have essentially paused his healing process, keeping his knee in a constant state of inflammation. But the air itself is an enemy. Inside a pressurized cabin for half a day, the humidity drops to 6%, drier than the Sahara Desert. This triggers the Brittle Muscle Effect. Players lose up to 2 liters of water just by breathing. This dehydrates the fascia, the liquid suit that wraps around your muscles to help them slide. Think of your fascia like a wet sponge. When it's hydrated, it absorbs shock. When it's dry, it doesn't bounce. It cracks. Within hours of landing, a player's muscle elasticity can drop by 30%, making a hamstring tear a mathematical certainty during a high-speed sprint. The most terrifying part is the millisecond gap. Jet lag destroys proprioception, the body's internal GPS that tells the brain where a joint is without looking at it. In Jeddah, this GPS is lagging by 20%. Simultaneously, the nerve conduction velocity, the internet speed of your nervous system, slows down. We've calculated that a jet-lag defender reacts 15 milliseconds slower. Against a player like Nico Williams, the tiny delay means the defender is out of position by 16.5 centimeters. That single boot length of error puts 15% more stress on the hamstring, snapping the fibers like a rubber band. This is the dark irony of the modern game. The check cleared, but the nervous system is bouncing. How do elite clubs fight back? They use a chronobiology arsenal. Light therapy, using high-powered biological flashlights to force restart the brain's computer. Amber shields, blue light blocking glasses to prevent stadium lights from tricking the brain into staying awake. Chrononutrition, feeding players tyrosine-rich eggs for alertness and tryptophan-rich turkey to force sleep. In 2026, the winner isn't the team with the best striker, it's the team with the best sleep scientists. The 2026 Spanish Supercup is the ultimate test of human limits. But at what point does the show become a sacrifice? We are reaching a tipping point where financial expansion is colliding head-on with human anatomy. As we watch the final this Sunday, remember, every tackle is being moderated by a brain trying to figure out what time it is. The invisible game of hormones and milliseconds will decide who lifts the trophy and who leaves on a stretcher. Is a 4-day tournament in the desert worth a career-ending injury? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Sebastian, and this was the Injury Breakdown. Subscribe for the science behind the game.